Hello everyone, I am Bhanupriya DA from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering from Data Science Department. Today I'll be talking about the course of Object Oriented Programming with Java, and my topic for today is for loop, the for each version of the loop. Firstly, what is for loop? The for loop is also known as counter loop. There are three parts of for loop following syntax: for, initialization, condition, and increment. Okay, in Java, for loop is a control flow statement that allows you to repeatedly execute a block of code. The three parts are: first one is initialization. It is executed once before the loop begins or starts. It is often used to initialize a counter variable. The statement is executed until the condition becomes false. In this condition statement, the loop continues to execute as long as this condition is true. If the condition becomes false, the loop exits. Next, the increment portion, it is executed at the end of each iteration. This part is executed after each iteration of the loop. It is typically used to update the counter variable. This is the syntax for loop in Java. First comes the initialization, that is expression. Then this expression, then it comes to text expression. If the text expression is false, the statement directly exits. If the text expression is true, then it comes to body of the loop, body of for loop. Then next it updates expression, then the same procedure follows. Now the second one is introduction to the for each loop. Here the for each loop is also known as enhanced for loop, is a concise way to iterate through elements of arrays and collections in Java. The for each loop also starts with the for keyword. Instead of initializing a variable with a value, we first need to specify the data type. This data type must match the array's data type. This is followed by our variable's name and the name of the array separated by a colon. And each version of for loop serves as different purpose: a traditional for loop, enhanced for loop, and infinite for loop. Traditional for loop used when you know the exact number of iteration and want precise control over the initialization, condition, and update. Enhanced for loop, that is for each loop, it is used when iterating through elements of an array or a collection without worrying about index management. Infinite for loop, it is used when you need a loop to run indefinitely. It's important to include a mechanism like a break statement to exit an infinite loop. And the syntax of the for each loop, first is simple and clear. The syntax of the for each loop is straightforward and easy to understand. It is making the code more readable and no need for counters. It eliminates the need for explicit use of an index variable or a counter, simplifying the code. Supports only forward transversing. The for each loop doesn't support going backward or making changes to the values of the array elements. Let us see how this for each loop works with arrays. In arrays, first it works on enhanced array transversal. The for each loop simplifies the process of transversing through each element of an array without bothering with indexes. Then comes ROA, that is read-only access. It provides read-only access and it can be used to modify the contents in an array. What are the advantages of using the for each loop? Firstly, the code clarity. The for each loop improves code clarity and makes it easier to iterate over arrays and collections. Error reduction. It reduces the chances of errors caused by off by one, mistakes or incorrect index manipulation. And no index handling eliminates the verbose index handling characters of a standard for loop. Examples of using the for each loop: iterating through an array, iterating through a list, and iterating through a map. In an iterating through an array, it is a simple example demonstrating the use of the for each loop to iterate through an array of integers. Iterating through a list, the example showcasing how the for each loop is used to iterate through a list of strings. Iterating through a map, an illustration of using the for each loop to navigate through keys and pair of a map. Coming to conclusion and key points, first it is simplicity and no index handling. The simplicity is like the for each loop simplifies the process of iterating through arrays and collections, enhancing code readability. No index handling, it eliminates the need for manual index handling, reducing the likelihood of by one errors. Thank you.